Well, it's Monday. Mondays are always fun, right? Back to work, back to the grind. Word it how you want. So it's Monday, and didn't really do any videos Friday and Saturday. I did one on Sunday, I think, if I remember right. I haven't posted any of it yet, so I still have to go through all of that. But Thursday, we were driving my wife's car and hit a pothole. And I don't know if I mentioned this already or not, but anyways, hit a pothole. And of course, it blew out the sidewall of a tire. And the tires are fairly new on the car. It was on the car when she bought it, but they're fairly new. So anyways, got it scheduled today to get 2 new tires put on the front because there's some Michelin directional, I don't know what they are, but plus I'm the type that if I'm going to put one on, they're going to match. I'm going to have 2 tires on the front, 2 tires on the rear. At least they match. I didn't change the rears yet. We'll get to that. So anyways, fortunately, I have my stepdaughter's boyfriend works for a tire shop, and he was able to get us in, get them ordered, get them changed fairly quickly. Thank you. Appreciate that. So while I'm there, sitting there waiting, for him to get it done and whatnot, trying to stay out of the way, I noticed the rear one on the same side, passenger side. The rear one also has what appears to be damage from the pothole. The difference is it's not leaking. So he looked at it. Sure enough, it's damaged. But it doesn't make noise, it doesn't drive funny, and it hasn't lost any air. So for now, I'm gonna run it for a few weeks. He's got to reorder a couple more in for us, and just bite the bullet and pay the dues and be done with it. Then at least all 4 would be matching, and can go from there. So yesterday was Father's Day. We did get to go see my dad, my parents, my mom and dad. Spent some time with them, and so he had some rims that he wants me to take and get blasted down so he can redo them. And then he also had some TC Maserati rims from one that he parted and junked. But anyway, he ended up with 2 of those cars, and he only needed the one, so he got the parts he wanted off of it and sent it on. Wasn't really anything left that I felt was worthy of going and getting a car. Now that hindsight being 2020, I probably should have. But anyways, he had kept the rims for spares, and then he's like, tired of looking at them, so I bought them off of him, and they're not going to be available for sale. We can take them to Carlisle or pre-sale before, whatever. We'll get to that. So got that done yesterday. Got the tires done on my wife's car today. Just finished milling the yard, and now what am I going to do? I still have this mess in the garage, and it's a mess because I'm trying to bring things up from the basement that are going to Carlisle so I can kind of stage everything out here. And my goal tonight, probably tomorrow night, because I'm probably not going to have enough time tonight since it's already almost 6 o'clock already. My goal is to get these rims that I dismounted a few weeks ago marked and put on the shelf that I have built. But I still have to pull the 4 pumpers that I've already sold that are going to Carlisle. I have to pull them off the shelf and stack them somewhere out of the way so I know what can go and what cannot, what gets put on there and what does not. So that's tonight or tomorrow's project, and then continue working on this disaster. Oh, I'm not going to say what that orange thing was. We'll talk about that another day. So again, like I said earlier, all the totes that you see that's stacked up with the lids on them, there's 4 big ones. They're all loaded. Everything's priced, ready to go. This gray one is empty. It's going to be utilized. The 2 empty ones will be utilized. And then these boxes here are all priced and ready to go, except for those 2 items. I still got to go through them. I just got those yesterday. And then just keep plugging away. I looked at the calendar today, and it's like, man, I only got like 3 weeks left to be done and ready to go. But we'll just work on it. I did, and I'll talk more about this when the day gets here, but I did take half a day off of work on Wednesday, and we're going to go pick up one of the other Daytonas. So we ended up with 3 total. The 91, which I already done the video on, an 84 Turbo Z, and then an 86 Laser. The Laser is pretty much stripped, but we're still going to go get it. We've got them all in a package deal. So in a couple of days, the plan is to head down, grab the next one, bring it back. My hopes are to not even have to take it off the trailer. There's no engine, no transmission in either one. So I'm hoping to just be able to back the trailer in and take off whatever I need to take off, and then gone. So that's the plan. That's the hopes. I don't really know what else. Got some stuff to ship yet tonight. So I got to go down and do that after we eat dinner and I finish up out here, whatnot. So basically, my day never stops. I get up at 5:30 in the morning and get around Monday through Friday, get around and go to work. And then I get home about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm go most nights until 7:30. Typically, that's the time I like to call it an evening, which it's only like 4.5 hours. But still, that's a 12-hour day. Sometimes I go later than that. Sometimes I'm earlier than that. Depends on my mood. Sometimes I just get home from work and I'm like, I'm done. I'm not doing anything else. But we're going to get busy. I got to get all these wheels and tires out of the truck and in here somewhere. I don't know where. And then here soon, get to the tire changer so I can dismount the tires for my dad and get those rims in to get them, like I said, they're going to get bee blasted. And then they can go back to him. So, let me get busy. Quit jabbering. You probably bored of me talking already. So, get busy and get something done. It's muggy today. It's Wednesday. Or no. Goodness gracious. Tuesday. I wish it was Wednesday, because it'd be another day closer to the weekend. Didn't work on any cars again today, but did work on out here in the garage, trying to rearrange, as I've said before, and then, try to get things ready to go for Carlisle. So, this little red cart here was covered in posters, so I took the time, rolled them up, put rubber bands around them, put them in this box, just so I can get back to this little cart. This little cart hadn't seen the light of day in over a year now. So I finish it, clean it up, figure out what all I'm keeping and not keeping, and move on with that. This pile is stuff that wouldn't roll up, or it's like snap-on calendars. I'm going to take those to Carlisle. This whole pile here, all these totes, those boxes. This is an NOS shadow door panel. Those heaters. That's all going to Carlisle. That's what I have so far. I got more NOS stuff that I'm going to add to this, but this is a start. I've also got some items that have been pre-sold that here in the next week or two, I'm going to start moving them into here and labeling them. Like, say, Joe Smith bought this item, and if he owes money, how much and whatnot. This way, if my son's going with me, this way, if I'm out walking around or whatnot, and Joe Smith shows up and, hey, I bought this, my son's able to figure out how much he still owes. And then also, so yours truly doesn't forget, because there's a lot on my mind, a lot going on every day. This is busy, busy, busy. And it's going to get busier as we get closer to Carlisle, just because I've got, we're supposed to go tomorrow to pick up another car. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. And then I have one more that I still have to go get, like I've said before. I'm hoping to get that before Carlisle. But that means that I need to get them here and get them done and gone before Carlisle, on top of doing all of this. Still trying to get the 85 to run. Haven't touched it since the last time. It's been, 2 or 3 days now, 4 days. It's not a big deal. It is what it is. So I am done for the night. I've been sweating, so I smell rape. And I'm tired. Haven't ate dinner. My wife has been in cleaning the house and whatnot. So I'm going to go in, get cleaned up, see what she wants to do for dinner. And then I'm calling it a night. Tomorrow, we'll talk about it. We'll see you tomorrow. Okay, it's Wednesday, 11:21 a.m. Says it's 77 degrees, but it's kind of humid. So we are hooking up the trailer. About to embark on another long trip, 2 hours and 40 minutes, give or take, one direction. All of this for you guys. Picking up in, I believe, this one, 84 Turbo Z Daytona. This is part of the 3-car deal that we acquired a while back. So we're going to go down and get the second one of the 3. I don't know if we're getting the 84 today or the 86 Laser, but the 86 Laser is very, very rough, very torn apart already. Not a lot of valuable parts left on the car, but it was part of the deal, so we're going to do it. We'll do a video on whatever car we get today when we get home. I'm going to have my wife with me again today. Thank you for her, and it's going to be a great day. I get to spend the day with her, and we're going to be on the road. The only part that really sucks about this trip is on our way back. On our way down shouldn't be a big deal, but on our way back, driving through the city of Columbus can sometimes be a bear. Fortunately, we'll just hang out in one lane and drive. Hopefully we don't get stuck in traffic. So get the trailer hooked up, check the lights, and this way whenever she's ready to go, we can hit the road. Well, it's still Wednesday. We just got home a few hours ago. Wife made us some dinner. Buddy came over to check out this gym, and we're gonna make this video probably short because, yep, that's a storm coming. The wind's picking up. It's gonna get nasty here. I don't know how long, but here in a little while. There's the front, so we still got a little bit of time. What did we get? It's a 1984 Daytona Turbo Z, and let me tell you, this one's rough. This car sat for many years, probably, I'm not sure, probably 20 years, and you can tell. So went and picked it up. It was just shy of 3 hours there, 3 hours back. Oh, a little gripe. Since when you are merging onto a highway, does the car traveling the lane you're merging into have to slow down and allow you to merge? Example, we were coming along the highway. It was a 4-lane highway, and I had a car here beside the trailer. And a lady coming on the on-ramp, not even looking, didn't pay no attention. She come within 4 feet of taking out the side of the truck. Well, I finally laid on the horn, and she jammed on her brakes, and then she almost took out the trailer because she wasn't looking. Well, that's all fine and dandy. But then she has the nerve to throw her arms around and give me the bird and yell, and you were in the wrong. So anyways, let's get this video done before this storm hits. This car is a combination of maroon, a little bit of yellow, some black, and a whole lot of mildew. You can see the maroon coming through, and you can see bits of yellow there, and Lord knows what else. So like I said, this car sat for many years. I don't think there's a tire on it that really holds air, and we may have to finish this video tomorrow. But anyways, no engine, no transmission. Basically, there's nothing under the hood. There's no engine harness, no computer, none of that. The wiper transmission and linkage is still there, but that is it. Planning on keeping the fenders, keeping the mirrors, and then there's a whole bunch of gifts inside. We're going to keep the tail lights, the trunk emblem. Otherwise, there's not much left. There's not even a gas tank in this car. Again, I will finish this video up tomorrow because this storm is here, but you can kind of get a feel and see that it's full of parts. We did dig around it for a little bit and found some stuff that, you know, none of it's like super high dollar stuff, but you know, when you're traveling 3 hours to get a car and the car looks like this when you get it, which I knew it looked like this. It wasn't the guy that had its fault. I knew this prior going in. But there's not a lot here to resell. So one thing I will mention real quick while we're still out here. 84 Daytonas and lasers were all 4-lug. That's 5. He told me that he had changed the hubs to 5-lug. I don't know why. He didn't say why. I didn't ask. So, but that's why it has 5 lugs on the rear and 4 on the front. Now we did find the 4-lug hubs inside the car. I don't know, but yeah. So here's I don't know if you can see it or not. Breeze feels good, but here I am. The tornado sirens went off about 15 minutes ago, but here I am outside. Typical Ohioan. Grew up with this kind of weather every year. And here I am standing out here watching it. So let me get in the house. We'll catch you tomorrow. Good morning. Today is Thursday. This is going to be the continuation of last night's video. Clouds are still a little gray and eerie, but nothing like the. So that storm really didn't do anything. It got windy and it rained for a little while, but thankfully nothing came of it. So back to this Daytona. As I said before, this is actually an 84, but it has 85 hubs on the rear. So this car has a nice odor as well. It is better than or not as bad as the LeBaron coupe we just got in or had in that is now gone. This one doesn't quite smell as bad, but it still definitely has an odor. And there goes my coffee everywhere. Dag nabbit. All right. Anyways, sorry about that. So it's still got good fenders, so we're gonna keep the fenders. Climb up here. Show you up my nose. As you can see, there is nothing under here. Now there is a rack, which probably was some kind of a nest, and there is a condenser in here, so we'll keep that. We'll keep the fender tag. The wiper linkage is still here, so we'll keep that. Other than that, the clutch cable's still here, and the clutch cable bracket, we'll keep those. Otherwise, there is nothing else in this car under the hood that we will keep. I won't even be keeping the hood. And then everybody said, well, why don't you keep the hood? I already have, I don't know how many of these things. I already have a bunch of hoods, 2 or 3 hoods for these cars that haven't been able to sell. So why would I keep another one? I don't know. Again, it comes back to room. If we had a lot more room, if we had the big building we looked at the other day, I don't know, maybe I'd be more keen to keep hoods, or bigger stuff, just because. This one still bears its 84 checkerboard pattern door panels. They're faded, but they're not really, it's hard. No, that's just faded and there's some wear. We'll probably keep those. We will not keep these guests. They're getting evicted. But yeah, this is kind of how we got the car last night. We did dig through it a little bit. But you can see there's the original hubs. There's a grill. And look at that dash. It is cracked big time. And then the plastic panel is warped big time. Mama Cat's saying hi. It is clear full of just random bits and pieces. So nothing here is oohing and on, but it's still pieces and parts that will be used and put on the store. There's another grill. So it's definitely stuff that we'll be able to, to list and hopefully find a home for it. So it was a manual window, manual lock car. It was a pretty base model car. It does have power mirrors. The one thing that's cool about this car is it still has the 84 specific steering wheel. But it still has the 84 steering wheel. And that's pretty cool. As you know, those are kind of hard to find. And they are valuable. This car did have cruise. It did have tilt. And it did have air. So it had everything but power windows and locks. And probably didn't have power driver's seat. It did have a factory sunroof, so we may keep that. I don't know. We'll figure that one out as we get closer. But you can see I'm sitting there thinking I'm zooming in on I'm zooming in on the car. I forgot I turned the camera around, so sorry about that one. So there's the horn button, and there's the centerpiece, and then there's the wheel. That's already got a buyer. The gentleman that came down and bought the engine off of us last Saturday specifically asked for one of those steering wheels. So I will be taking pictures of it and sending them to him and see if it can go to his house, because it can go in his car. But even the back, let me zoom this out. The back of the car is full of random bits and pieces. And again, you know, there is some junk. It is what it is, you know, but there is some decent stuff. You know, I don't know. We're going to dig through it as time allows in the next couple of days, because I told my wife this car won't be here very long, and that is definitely my plan. So what I'm going to do is bring a tote, put here on the trailer, and start digging. And stuff that we're going to keep can go in the tote. Stuff we're not going to keep can be moved or laid on the trailer for now until we get a clear space, and then I'll start filling it back up. But I'm probably not going to do any of this today. I don't know what the plans are. I was supposed to go kayaking, but my brother-in-law, you know, doesn't feel well, so he backed out. But now we're seeing what we're going to do today. I might spend the day with my wife, but I wanted to show you this car before we got busy doing anything else. And this thing's a rot box. The floors are completely gone. The rockers and quarter panels and stuff aren't horrible. The bumper's barely hanging on. Well, I said that about the rockers, but you can see all the way across. So I'm sure underneath that ground effect attaching piece, it's gone. But the floors, it's hard to see. Underneath that carpet is completely gone. So this one's definitely a good parts car. And there will be a lot of parts that'll go to use on this car. A lot of parts that'll be saved. So anyways, as I said, today's Thursday. I don't know what we're going to get into. If she doesn't want to do anything, then I'll probably start on this. And if she wants to go do something, then we'll go do that. So we'll catch you the next chance we get. Hello. All right. Welcome back. Today's Thursday. Started this video earlier today, but that was part of Wednesday's video to go over what this car is. So it's pretty nice out right now. It's breezy and cloudy, but it's not super hot. They're calling for highs in the high 90s starting Sunday. So I decided now's a good time to try to start this, at least get a jump start on it, to get it ready to go, because I really don't want this car here very long. But for right now, I'm going to go through and try to pull out all the good stuff, bad stuff. I got a junk tote and a good tote. So the plan is to take the junk parts that we're not going to keep, put them in one tote, and the other parts that we are going to keep, put them in another. This way we can keep them separated. So it's got stuff like this, with just junk boxes. Those will end up in the trash. But this box had just a bunch of miscellaneous bolts and nuts and just pretty much just junk stuff that, you know, isn't sellable. So we'll dump it in there and we'll toss the cardboard. We got like these cowl screens. We've sold these, but this one is broke. This is a battery, goes underneath the battery tray. I doubt we'll keep that. This is just a box of, or baggie of miscellaneous screws. We kind of went through some of this last night. Another just miscellaneous pieces and parts. There's a solenoid of some type. I don't know what that exactly does. We'll keep it for now. We got some seat belts. These are known to rust around where the bolt goes in. So I will hold them for now. If I can get them apart, without destroying them, then we will utilize them. One thing we noticed last night in this car is there's a bunch of these shocks, struts, hatch struts in my tote. It's going to cause me to move. Let's turn you so you're not looking at my... also, in here, there's a bunch of wiper blades. I assume these are all used. We're not going to keep any of them because I don't know what they are, if they're used or new. So we're going to toss all of them. And then, when I mean a bunch, here's some arms, blades, more blades, blades, another set of arms that are stuck together with a nail. Alright, well, whatever. But that's not even all. It just keeps going. Whole bunch more, just blades. Yeah, I don't know why these are all kept. And the crazy part is they're all kind of taped together. But we're not going to keep any of them. So they're probably, like this one's probably a good blade, but no more than what they cost to buy new. We're not keeping them. There is some arms. We'll have to figure out if they're for Daytona. We'll worry about that later. But then it just keeps on going. Like more blades, another arm with a blade on it. We'll separate those later. A bare fuel rail in the junk pile. There's two, I believe, new hatch struts. So we'll keep those for now. See if we can figure out what they fit. More trash. Just more miscellaneous pieces of plastic. This one's broke right here, if you can see it. I think these go underneath the inside the air dam on these. Spare tire hold down. We'll keep that one for now. Trim that goes around the windows. We've had some of these before and didn't sell, or they did sell, but it took a long time. So those are up in the air. A set of window sweeps. Now these are cracked, but we have been working with a company, or I've been in contact with a company that can reproduce them. So there's a possibility we can utilize those later. This is a blower motor. I know you can get the motor still, but you can't get the squirrel cage. So we've been trying to figure out a way to easily get these apart. We haven't succeeded yet, but we're going to keep trying. Some base defrost switches. I don't know. We've never had luck selling them, but I hate to let them go. Window felt. Looks like it's probably for Daytona. What else? Here's a steering column. I don't know what it's from. We'll figure that out. But there's a cruise switch. Worst case scenario, it's an automatic on the column. And it actually does have a key. It's an aftermarket, but it does have a key. So we'll look into that later on. We'll keep it for now. It can always be added to another car later. I thought this was neat. Somebody had taken a Daytona taillight apart and had made this clear lens, but I can only find the one. Of course, the taillight housing in isn't any good, but I can only find the one clear part so far. Chrome tailpipe, but it's broke. Muffler tip. This is the cup holder for Daytona, but it's broke. So unfortunately, it'll go for a ride. This was a cool piece that I found, but it's broke. I don't know if you can see it. You can see where it's destroyed. This is a T-handle for one of these cars, an automatic, but it just got destroyed, probably from the heat and cold. There's a bunch of wiring harnesses in here, so I'm gonna have to work on digging that out. There's some marker lights, side reflectors. We sell them. We don't get a lot of sales on them, but I'm not gonna let them go. We'll put them in the keep side for now. AC pressure blocks, another switch, another marker light, parking light, and there's a couple more. Again, that one's broke. We'll get rid of that one. This box is just regular, just miscellaneous junk, and then a cardboard box that can go. I did find this. This looks like it's brand new, NOS. So this is the splash shield that goes above the rack and pinion on the K-member. We'll keep that and listen. There was some turbo solenoids. We've sold those, so those will keep. Oh man. So there's some black speaker cover and an automatic shifter indicator. Keep that. That's a shame. Not a lot in this box. This box is pretty much just miscellaneous bolts and nuts. Nothing really worth messing with. Another one of those little trays. Some brand new, I know. I don't know what these are, just miscellaneous bolts. Junk. It's difficult because of the way it's piled in here. Trying to get some of this out without it breaking. And keep in mind, this car stinks. So we've got a couple of antennas, just the masts. Again, yours is broke or missing. It's nice to have. Sill plate trim, but this one's broke. These go on the radiator support. They cover up the opening. Not sellable. Another sill plate that looks decent from what I'm seeing. And then another window sweep to use for a model. Wiring harness. There is wiring harnesses in here. Don't really know what they are. Maybe for this car, maybe for another car. We'll keep those for now. I'm a little jumpy because there's something in here that I'm not fond of. There's an old intake manifold. Unfortunately, it's not worth anything. EGR valve stuff, but like that's broke. Another junk box. Wheel filler necks. So they're getting harder and harder to find. So we'll probably keep that for now. Some more sill plates. These are red, but again look like they might be usable. AC hoses, lines. We've got some we've been trying to sell with no luck. Here is a shift cable. that is not frozen, so that's good. And here's another one, but the end is gone, tore up, so it's no good. Another filler hose, or filler neck. Oh, this is a blast from the past. I remember these when these were popular in the 80s. That's been around a while. We'll keep that arm. And here's the second one for it, matching. This small piece of expanded metal I might keep for my blade. I don't know if you can use it or not. Belt splash shield, that's junk. Another sill plate that's junk. Window seat. Alright, so that pretty much takes care of that section. Now, there's some cruise control servos. I've never sold a set. Never sold one, so probably not keep them. Here's a seat latch. I'll have to check its condition. Another harness. This is an alternator harness. Something. Manual shifter control. That has a gift with it that I do not want at all. This can stay in the car because it does not need to be in here. I do not want it. If you were paying attention, you'd have saw what it was. No, I'm not afraid of them, but I would rather them not be here. They can be somewhere else, all they want. Mirror, junk. Some more junk boxes. Not much else in there. There's another one of those wiper covers. And then, man, this is a gift that keeps on giving. Another automatic shifter. Some kind of harness. I don't know for what. Okay, another box. Tire cover that's junk. Piece of side panel I can't seem to sell. It'll stay in the car. I'll go back in the car. This is broke. Somebody's repaired it, so it's broke. I don't know what these are for. I think these are for maybe, we're thinking caravan. There's some license plate brackets. They're not rotted. We can sell those. This one's a little rotted. That one will look horrible. Headlight, aluminum, the metal, pot metal headlight rings. Hate to get rid of them, but we've got some already that haven't sold. And then a blown head gasket or a bad head gasket. And a second head gasket. There's a wiper motor. Seat trim. That was just plain nasty. I don't mind getting dirty, but when it's just nasty, nasty. So I'm picking up these push pins that go on the trim. I'll show you in a second. These little things right here. And again, I hope you can see it. Oh, just dropped one. Hang on. Of course, it disappeared. There it is. These things right here. These little push pins. We keep all those in every one of these cars we park because they get pretty fragile over time and they are prone to breaking. So, and then we got more harness. This one here is a mess. It's all taken apart, and honestly, probably end up in the back in the car. We'll keep it for now. More miscellaneous harness arc ends. We'll keep it for now. Busted grill. Another one of the door bezels. Goes around the outside of the window frame. From an ES Daytona. That's from an 89 or newer. With that decal. Another harness. I have no idea what that is. Keep that off to the side for now. And another harness. Lots of harnesses. Worst case scenario, we'll use those to cut apart to use for other stuff. That looks like fuel harness. Fuel pump harness. That's what that is. That can be sold. So, with that said, that's the back of the car. Really not a lot of trash. There was enough, but not a ton. Alright, now we're back to front passenger seat. So I didn't move my totes, that's fine. We got air conditioning, a silver-faced AC unit, controls, some plastic. We're assuming some of this is Caravan. Another speaker cover, lower timing chain cover or belt cover, but it's broke. Another speaker cover, a dash vent, probably won't keep that. Here's a cam gear, probably won't keep that. Thermostat housing, EGR valve, a lock cylinder but no key, some lock solenoids, plungers, those are up in the air. Just some bracket, a miscellaneous door handle, don't know what it fits, and another junk box. These are door handle trim bezels, but I don't know for what. They're chrome and black. This one's got a leg missing. And then this is what makes me think this is Caravan. This would have been on a Caravan. This would have, I forget what all the switches and stuff in here, like the rear window wiper and whatnot. We got a dash vent, or I'm sorry, a hood vent for a Daytona. Keep that. It's decent, I didn't even look at it. And these look like Caravan. Sliding door maybe. I don't know, maybe I should keep them. The seat is covered. This is one of those vacuum pots. Hi Mama Cat. The seat itself is junk, so we're not keeping it. There's a proportioning valve, but we'll have to figure out what it fits. I'm assuming one of these cars. Some sensors, just some miscellaneous junk. Here's another Daytona grill. The hubs, we'll keep those. Center armrest, that's something decided to snack on. Window regulators. So I'm up in the air on these. They're all bounded here together. These teeth get stuck together. Still in the air on those, if we'll keep them or not. But the gift that you saw back there a little bit ago is also up here. So what's that tell you? Yeah, this was a home. which I'm really surprised this thing smells of mice because of that. There's nothing in here now. It's long gone. Not really a lot of us up there on the floor. Now that seat's not even bolted in anymore. It's all rotted away. Another grill. A broken heater controls. It's a shame. It is what it is. A gray sill plate, that's still usable. A maroon taillight panel that's broke. So that can go right there. A glove box with that thing stuck to it. Nothing inside. There's another door handle bezel, but all but one arm is broke. And that's it. No key, and there's an ignition still in it, but no keys. So let's bury that thing and get rid of it. Another set of wiper arms. We sell a bunch of wiper arms. The wiper arms and wiper linkage. I don't know why, but we sell quite a bit of it. And then a piece of plastic that's broke. That's pretty much it. So, as I'd said earlier, we're going to probably keep the door panels. I doubt we'll keep the armrests. I don't know. Steering wheel. The shifter cables I think are gone. This car was a 5-speed converted to an automatic. I don't know when. I don't know why. Can't answer any of that. But we're going to pull the mirrors. We're going to try to do that tonight. I want to get this car out of here. I don't want this car here very long. It's very ugly, and it's very rough, and it smells bad, and it just needs to be done and gone. So you're probably not going to see this video in time that the car is still here, because it will be gone before we know it. Surprisingly, it's got a red, at least the passenger side seatbelt is decent. So anyway, I'm going to get busy trying to get this apart as much as I can. Like I said, the door panels, armrests, mirrors, get those all off, and then we'll see what time it is. I have to go back to work tomorrow, so I don't plan on being up too terribly late. Plus, the weather, it could start raining any minute. So I want to get these good parts at least in the garage. Garage is still a disaster, but at least get them inside out of the weather. These junk parts I can dump back in the back, and then I'll have that tote back free, so I'll go ahead and do that. We'll get all that done, and then we'll see what else we can get into. Saturday. Why did I show you this little clip at the beginning of the Omni running? Well, because it hasn't been ran in a long time, and I was just curious. My wife and I were just talking about taking it on a local cruise night thing, so I wanted to get it started and see what's up. But something funky's going on. I've got to figure this out. Never did this before, so it runs fine, but you look at the gauges, we have no tack. It's stuck way down there, but check it out. Turn the headlights on, and all of a sudden, the fuel gauge works. I got a turn signal that's just lit up. The temperature gauge is skyrocketed. The oil pressure is way down, and the alternator doesn't show a charge. Turn them off, and everything goes back to normal, except for the oil pressure. But I have a mechanical gauge, and it's showing right at 50 pounds. The fuel gauge never did work before, but the alternator gauge is way down. You turn the turn signal on, only the right side. The left side, it's not doing it. Interesting. Turn the wipers on, it does nothing. Turn the headlights on, and it does that. Wipers on, and it's really acting funky. I'm wondering if I'm not having an issue again with the charging system. We had that before. The first year we ran this car, we had an issue at the harness that goes to the alternator. I'm wondering if our issue isn't back, probably from sitting. So that's going to be something that I'm going to have to figure out. I did disconnect the negative side of the battery with it running, and it didn't die. So I'm guessing it's probably a ground issue. But this little car is one of them that I don't know what to do with it. I really hate to sell it. I'll never get what it's really worth out of it, unfortunately, because it still needs some work. Needs floors is the main part, and quarter panels, but we have everything to put it together. It's just time. That's what we don't have, is time. But it's Saturday night. We just got home. We went to a graduation party earlier and went up to this little cruise. Just drove around a couple, 3 laps just to see what's going on. And come home, and I was like, let's toss a battery in it and see what happens. But it does. It started right up. I mean, it didn't. And the little car runs excellent. It's loud. It's loud because the muffler is shot. But if you look, there's a muffler and original catalytic converter. This is an original exhaust off a GLH Omni. So it's hot in here. I'm sorry. So I just need to, again, get the time, unhook everything, hook this all up, and then it'll be quiet again. I like the way it sounds, but it is a little obnoxious. So tomorrow, the next 3 days, it's supposed to be almost 100 with a heat index of over 100. I don't know how much stuff I'll be getting done outside. I might go out in the garage and work for a little while so I can stay in the shade. The plan was to try to get the 84 done that we just got so I can get it gone and out of here, but it's probably not going to happen. So we'll reconvene tomorrow morning. For now, I'm about to go sit in the AC. So it's only 80 as of right now. They're saying it's going to get up to mid-90s, like 95 today, and it's humid. There is a breeze blowing, so that makes it a little bit easier. But it is hot. It's supposed to be hot for the next 3 days. They're calling for a heat index of like 105, 107 tomorrow or Tuesday 1. The next couple of days. So, I don't know how much work I'm going to be getting done out here. We do have somebody supposed to be coming to pick up a transmission here in the next hour or so. So I'm going to be out here for them when they get here, trying to clean up some more of this disaster of a garage. Because right now I can't even get to where the transmissions are. So, not going to probably video a lot on Sunday. I'd like to get the truck unloaded, get all the junk out of it, but I don't know. We'll see. Let's let's try to clean this mess up. Some of this mess up. My wife and I were just talking about this white table. I think it can go in the house. The pink things. This is all from the storage unit we bought. The 2 pink things are going to my stepdaughter's house for our granddaughter. So that'll clear up a lot of stuff. I think there's parts in there. I honestly don't know. I think those are parts for Carlisle. We'll get to that. And then some trash. I'm going to clean all that up. Get rid of all of it today. This is the passenger door panel off this 84. I got to pull the driver's side yet. I'm going to try to sell those for Carlisle. There is a headliner board for a Shelby Charger. It's pretty nice. It's got a few little, I don't even know if that's a blemish because it almost looks like it's a factory cut. But this could make a nice headliner board. I'm going to try to sell it for Carlisle. I believe we have a pair of these black leather seats sold. Been messaging back and forth with the gentleman on that. I think he wants that and the rear set wherever it is. It's here somewhere. I think, oh, it's back here. It's buried behind these door panels. He wants those. And I think it's this set of seats is what he's wanting. So, hopefully, we'll get some more stuff out here for Carlisle. Again, trying to pre-sale as much as I can. because it makes it easier in the end. So let's quit jabbing, blabbing, and get busy.